Patron, take them away.
A warm welcome to one and all. It's your first time here. I'm the big fella Scruff, trying to put trading in the real world. And sitting next to me is Wonder Wink, trying to spend all the money in the world.
I'm not.
Actually, she's working today, which is an absolute shock. I can't tell you how bad she is. She is absolutely shocked.
You talk.
Hey, I work for a living.
What?
When? Explain yourself. When?
No.
All right, okay. She's working. I love to wind her up. I really do. Kids wind her up all the time as well. So, what are we doing? Apart from having a little bit of a rabble and a bit of a silly chat amongst ourselves. Well, I'm kind of backing up what I said to the guys in the squad this morning. We're going to look at the DAX. And I'm going to trade it for you. Now, if I flick this over... I've changed the graphics around a little bit, guys, just as requested. Do keep your comments flowing about the way the channel is, because the channel is for you guys, essentially. As much as it's my hobby, I do want you to find some value in it. And I only get that through the feedback in the comments and likes, etc. So let's have a look, see what we've got. Well, earlier on, apart from having a wee sing-song, I put the bias in here. And as you can see, it's kind of a risky sell. So I'm kind of hanging fire a little bit, but it is selling. It is a sell for today. Now, there's lots of things you can take from this as to why it can be a sell. Well, if you do a top-down analysis, you can figure that out. And if you haven't seen this before, this is how I work out what I'm going to look at. So it'll work out the strengths. And you can also see inside the strengths how it'll affect the indices. So you keep an eye, if it's on the DAX, you keep an eye on the euro. Well, the euro is middle ground, but it's gaining ever so slightly. Where if the euro is going up, that means the DAX will come down. You know, it's kind of, there is a correlation there. But it's not really excessive. So I've got to be a bit careful. Now, if I'm looking at products, I'll automatically look at the majors. So it's telling me cable's a good one to look at. USJPY is a good one to look at. Now, what I then look at is to see if they're in here, the market pick. Well, they're not. So I'd have to be very careful with them, because what it means is there isn't any extreme of movement. The extreme of movement is the CAD, which is strengthed out at 50, and the New Zealand dollar, which is 16, giving it that one. Okay, that's giving us the strongest chance of a trade. And then if you look in here, the CAD is accelerating and the New Zealand is decelerating. So again, it's telling me movement. So I may look at that as well a bit later on. But in the meantime, that's there. And as you can see, it went in at 10 to 9, and it's now currently 10 past 9. So now I've got that information to hand. How does that transpire here? Well, let's just look at this somewhat. If we go out to the daily and I widen this out, it's coming down. If I drew daddy levels in on this, I'm not really bothered about Sunday night because it's neither here nor there. It is trading well below the 50% of that move. So that could tell you that that move here is in play. Well, if that's the case, it's going to visit these levels that I've pre-marked in. Why? Because that's a strong aggressive move and it's now starting to collapse. So that's kind of giving me half a bias as to the short side. Take it to the 4 hour and now you can see it coming in clearly. So we're going to be putting some orders in just a second and then let this play out. Again, down to the hour, you can see it, it's had a little bit. There's the fake move, straight back down into here with a good target of this one. Okay, so that's the game plan. take it to 15 minutes so we can see what's going on. Again, there's the fake move. Sold it off because it didn't have the strength to hang on to it. It's holding a little bit here, but it looks like it's pushing down. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take it into a 5-minute chart so I can see what's going on. Now, ideally, I would like to count this back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's kind of at the area now where we want to be placing orders. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop a quick order underneath it, just like so. That'll get picked up, and we're going to run it down as far as we can into here. Now, I'm also prepared to start looking at moving backwards on this, and that would be up to around this area here. So when I'm leaving the camera running, you may see orders coming in here, here, up here, and then up here, building up a full position. All right, because I just like to tip my toe in the water. So let me play it out, and I'll come back to you shortly. Okay guys, job's done. Hit my target, which is 200 quid. There you go. Didn't over stress it. Didn't go stupid on the position sizes. One of the things I'll say about position sizes, small is better. You know, I have quite a reasonable size account, and I can easily do 50 quid a point, but they rack up really quickly if you're wrong. So I prefer to keep the position size relatively small. So unless you've got a huge account, just control your position size. I work to a rule of thumb of basically £1 for every 1,000 of margin, and I have that capped at 30 quid. And then what happens is the bigger my account, the less impact it has against it if I'm wrong, because you will be wrong at some point. Okay, and this is some of the things that we're going to be touching on. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but there is a trading event coming soon. It's June this year. Let me just sort of show you. And these are some of the subjects that are going to be discussed on this event. Now, if you've never been to an expo before, I would recommend you go to this. There'll be 7-figure traders on the stage talking to you about different events. Now, the VIPs are sold out, but there is still tickets available, and the website's called Traders Day Live. Now, why do I highlight this? Well, there's a few reasons. One, Simon is speaking. Now, I know Simon. Simon is a hedge fund manager that started off like what you and I do. And if there's anybody got experience and you want to listen to what's going on, you listen to this guy, because he really is the real deal. He's just streets ahead of everybody else. So certainly come just to listen to him. You may well know Mark from UK Spreadbet. He's been around forever. Charlie Burton, again, has been around forever. But also come along and listen to Anna. Anna, she also has like a small YouTube channel called Anna FX. I'll pin a link to it in the comments below. But she's a sharp girl. Listen to what she has to say. And she's talking to it from a retail perspective of working from home. She knows her stuff. So have a listen to what she has to say and check our little channel out. Give her all the support you can. And then as you go down through it, obviously you got the guys from the 5%ers. Michael, who you may have seen me interview, he is a top boy when it comes to shares. And then when you see Sol, he is a real good intraday trader. So again, good people to listen to and follow. And I'm not too sure about this fella here. He has a chance to get on the stage and start swearing and telling dirty jokes and getting hauled off. No, it's me. I'm also going to be at that event giving you a talk of my experiences of how to build up small accounts, because most retail traders do trade small accounts. And that segues back to what I was trying to explain about keeping your position size small. Because if you're trading and you want to survive in this game, it's wonderful to swing for the fences. It's amazing to see big lot sizes and big money. But if your account can't take it because it's relatively small, it's only a matter of time before that blows up. It's a ticking time bomb. So what I would suggest is you trade the smallest size possible and build up your confidence before you try and build up the account. Now, I hope that makes sense. I genuinely hope it does, because a lot of what I tell you is about protection. Always be on the defensive, be on the back foot. And if you're on the back foot, you're always thinking, how do I get out of this? How do I save myself? And that's how you'll survive in this game. Because if you try and take the markets head on, and certainly with a big position size, it's only a matter of time before that blows up. And when it does, you hit the emotional roller coaster. And that is terrible for a trader. Because once you get into the treadmill of terror, in other words, you're jumping from one person to the next person to the next person, or from one system to the next system to the next system, what you'll find is you get nowhere. You're just in a perpetual cycle. But once you've got your consistency, you're laughing. So, from that, my advice is just take your time, enjoy the journey, because we're all trying to get to the same destination. We're just using different roads, that's all. But stick on the same road. If you start chopping and changing your roads, you don't get far. And trading's very simple. Get your levels in place and work from one level to the next. And if you can make your money before it gets to that next level, walk away. That's simple. That's intraday trading. It's the beauty of intraday trading. I'm done for the day now. It's currently 10:15, so it's about an hour's work. Done for the day. No stress. Life's good. So if you're stuck, I'm very easy found. You'll find all my contact details below. If you're interested in the Scruffy squad, you'll find links to join that. If you don't want to come into a membership like that, there is a free Telegram for you to go and talk amongst yourselves without any dickheads or sellers, because I don't allow that. And there's other resources, good books that I recommend to read, and some free software. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.